Vincenzo Marciano belonged to a generation of Italian car enthusiasts who came of age during a truly unique moment in sports car history. The 1960s and 1970s brought a veritable flood of icons. The Lamborghini Miura and later the Countach redefined the supercar. Ferrari developed the 3 on 65 series and introduced the Dino. Maserati unveiled the Boran Merak, and the De Tomaso Pantera proved that Italian styling could be combined with American engineering. At the same time, more niche designs emerged, such as the Bizzarini and the Alfa Romeo Tipo 33 race car. For many enthusiasts, these cars were unattainable, yet inspiring enough to pursue their dreams. Marciano wasn't a stylist or a major industrialist, but a practitioner who gained experience in various companies related to the automotive industry. Before the 268A project was born, he had already built the Serena track-oriented Spider, which gave him a technical foundation and confidence in his own abilities. In 1972, he decided to go a step further and create a fully fledged sports coupe. The starting point was a completely wrecked Alfa Romeo Montreal, a unique car in its own right, equipped with a racing-derived V8 engine. Essentially, only the power unit survived, but it was this that became the heart of the new design. Around the engine, Marciano designed a tubular space frame from scratch, crafted from chrome molybdenum steel, a material familiar from racing cars and aviation. This lightweight, yet highly rigid structure was designed to ensure excellent handling and safety at high speeds. The bodywork was handcrafted from aluminum, shaping it into a classic, low-slung coupe with clear inspiration from the Ferraris and Alfa Romeos of the late 1960s and early 1970s. The design wasn't a copy of any specific model, but rather a conscious synthesis of the style of the era that saw the creation of the most beautiful Italian Grand Tourers. The construction of the 268A was a classic example of garage engineering at its finest. Marciano utilized the help of mechanics from Autodelta, Alfa Romeo's racing arm, as well as a wide array of parts sourced from other cars. The rims were borrowed from the legendary 33 Stradale, the windshield from a Ferrari 250 LM, and the lighting from the 250 GTO. Rear suspension components were adapted from a Jaguar E-Type, demonstrating the eclectic and pragmatic nature of the project. Functionality, parts availability, and proven quality were paramount, not brand uniformity. The name Marciano 268A was no accident and had a clear technical meaning. The number 268 referred to the 2.6-liter, 8-cylinder engine, while the A stood for anteriore, indicating the engine's front location. The V8 engine, based on the Alfa Montreal design, was thoroughly modified. Spica injection was replaced with 4 Weber carburetors, the ancillary components were revised, and dry sump lubrication, and the classic 2-valve layout were introduced. The entire package was tuned for sporty driving, not everyday use. The result of these modifications was an output of around 230 horsepower, which, combined with a very low curb weight of approximately 810 kilograms, resulted in an impressive power-to-weight ratio. According to estimates, the Marciano 268A could accelerate from 0 to 100 km/h in around 6 seconds and reach top speeds in excess of 240 km/h. These figures were fully competitive with production sports cars of the early 1970s. At the same time, the car remained a rugged, uncompromising design, focused on a pure driving experience. The 268A's interior perfectly reflected the design philosophy. The cabin was almost entirely devoid of soundproofing, upholstery, or comfort features. Bare, metal surfaces, simple seats, a minimal instrument cluster, and a small sports steering wheel dominated. The car wasn't intended to pretend to be a luxury Gran Turismo. It was more of a road-going machine with a racing spirit. However, this approach made the project increasingly time-consuming and demanding, and its completion began to slip away. In practice, the Marciano 268A was never completed in the 1970s. Lack of funding, life changes, and a range of technical challenges meant the car languished in a semi-finished state for many years. It languished in workshops and warehouses throughout the 1970s and 1980s, becoming a nearly forgotten project. Paradoxically, this long period of dormancy allowed it to survive almost intact, without hasty upgrades or modifications inconsistent with the original vision. It wasn't until the late 1990s that Marciano returned to his creation and brought it to full functionality. It was then that the name 268A was finally coined and the project's history was put in order. The completed coupe retained its original character, bearing witness to an era when passion and determination could supersede the resources of a large factory. The car wasn't an attempt to enter mass production. It represented the realization of a personal dream, encapsulated in a single, unique example. The public debut of the Marciano 268A took place during the Alfa Romeo brand's centennial celebrations, a symbolic moment. Born from a love of Italian motoring and deeply connected to Alfa Romeo technology, the car was unveiled to the world as a curiosity, but also as proof of one man's extraordinary passion. Today, the 268A is seen as a unique artifact of the golden age of sports cars, not a factory prototype or a show car, but a true, hand-built car, a tangible record of Vincenzo Marciano's dreams and ambitions.